Paper Trails from the Archives with Sojourners for Justice Press. The Black women targeted in Red Channels. The Red Scare of the 1950s wasn't just about politics, it was about power. It was about who gets to speak, who gets to work, and who gets to exist without scrutiny. And for Black women in the entertainment industry, the message was loud and clear. Step out of line, and you're done. Enter Red Channels, the report of communist influence in radio and television, a 1950 publication by ABC that named 151 entertainers as so-called communist sympathizers. The list included major figures like Leonard Bernstein and Orson Welles, but for Black women facing double jeopardy in a racist and sexist society, the consequences were even more severe. Take Hazel Scott.
Just a minute. Who do you want to see?
I'm Hazel Scott. We're here for the audition.
Oh, Miss Scott. Yes, they're waiting for you. Go right in.
A classically trained pianist and the first Black American to host her own television show. Outspoken in her criticism of segregation, she was hauled before the House Un-American Activities Committee. Days later, her show was canceled. Or Lena Horne, a Hollywood icon who refused to play maids or the exotic other. Her demand for dignified and glamorous roles cost her work, and her civil rights advocacy put her on the FBI's watch list. Then there's Shirley Graham, a playwright, novelist, and one of the first Black women to write and produce an opera. She spent years under government surveillance for joining the Communist Party, marrying W.E.B. Du Bois, and writing popular biographies of influential Black Americans. And Freddie Washington, whose haunting performance and imitation of life exposed the realities of passing. Hollywood didn't know what to do with a light-skinned Black woman who refused to deny her Blackness, so they erased her. The blacklist wasn't just a career killer. It was an attempt to silence resistance, to discourage artists from speaking out in favor of left-wing movements, to make sure that Black women, in particular, stayed in their place. But they didn't. They found new ways to fight, new ways to create, new ways to exist. Today, their stories are resurfacing. On February 21 of 2025, PBS premiered The Disappearance of Miss Scott, a documentary exposing Hazel Scott's life, music, and legacy. Featuring interviews with artists and historians, it reminds us that these women were never just entertainers. They were visionaries, carving out space where there was none, refusing to be erased. And no blacklist can erase that. Sojourners for Justice Press is also releasing a limited edition risograph printed zine featuring the detailed stories of the Black women named in Red Channels, an effort to reclaim their legacies and redress the harm inflicted by the blacklist.